It's like, wait now, how everything you went through, you're standing here with such love and happiness and no problems. What are you made of?
Det värsta var nog att Marianne försvarade sig aldrig. Hon bara såg på mig. Oavvänt. Men hon måste hata mig.
In the movie, it's the old Ingmar Bergman, which was Alan Josephson, and then the young Bergman. He looks back at his life and looks back at the time when he was bad to this woman. And then there's a long monologue, and he said it to a mirror in the script. And then when I did the scene, he didn't say it to a mirror. He came into Ingmar's working room where the old Ingmar is sitting. And he tells the old Ingmar, I did this, and I feel so bad about this. I feel so bad about this. And then the old Ingmar stretches out his hand and he forgives himself. And I loved it. And when he saw it, he said, it's going out, it's going out. No, it's not going out. I'm the director. And so it stayed. I was in Norway and I heard he's not well. And first time in my life, I took a private airplane from Oslo and came to the island and came into his house. And there were 2 nurses there. And I went into the bedroom and he was lying there in the bed and he was already on his way. And I just sat there and he talked. I don't know what he talked about. And then I thought maybe he wonders why I'm here, if he knows I'm here. And I said, Ingmar, I'm here because you called for me. And he was still there. And I left and it was night and he died that late night. I feel people that have gone from this earth, I mean, they're not there as people the way we know them, but their energy, who they are, I don't feel I'm unseen. You know, my father died when I was 6 years old, and then I said as a joke on the stage, but you know, he's still sitting there on the gallery and watching. And now I can say that gallery is so full of people. No, people don't leave us. They're not there in the same way anymore. I do not want to arrive at the end of life and then be asked what I made of it and have to answer, I acted. I want to say that I loved and I was mystified. It was a joy sometimes, and I knew grief. And I would like to do it all again.
My husband and I, Andrew Upton, had taken over in the Sydney Theatre Company, and we were talking about directors that we'd love to work with. And obviously I wanted to work with Liv for a long time, but it's so hard to approach someone you've admired for so long saying, would you work with me? Would you work with us? And we were in London, I think, and we were talking about plays. And of course, we were talking about Ibsen. And, you know, it has a lot of weight and depth. And then all of a sudden, I mean, my husband just had this inspiration, and he was looking at Liv and he said, you would have made an extraordinary Blanche.
Oh, that was fantastic. That was Streetcar Named Desire by Tennessee Williams. And with Kate Blanchett, we finally got to work together.
She's got this wonderful belief that you shouldn't sit around a table, you just need to get up and do it and exist in that humiliating, embarrassing, often hilarious space where no one knows what they're doing, so you can find your way together, because she's interested in the connections between people. From the first minute we were up on the floor, it was important. It was life and death, and we had to live. Liv wanted us to live each moment. So that was a very profound memory for me, and one a huge takeaway for me about just, you have to you have to have the courage to throw yourself against it, and then the courage to think you're enough.
My best friend was dying at that time, and I came every day to the hospital. And one day I came, his wife, who was sitting in the corridor, she said, I don't understand it, but now he's put the sheet over him. He sits in there and he won't take it away. And I come in to my friend and he talks like usual, but under the sheet, I don't know what he was hiding. I don't know if he was on his way somewhere and didn't want me to see it. I do not know. I just told that story for some reason to Kate. And the next day, she's sitting there on the bed waiting for me, and she has a sheet over her face. And suddenly, the sheet went off, but it was still there over her, hiding who she was now and where she was. And we never really talked about it. It just happened. And I love Kate Blanchett so much, and for what she did. And we never really analyzed it or anything. Not even afterwards, you know.
That's so amazing.
Yeah, we did it together. And my friend David, who died, and, you know, he would have liked it too, that he inspired it with a sheet over his head.
She invited us into a space that was somehow between heaven and earth. And so the whole room started breathing in Liv's rhythm. And I think that from that moment on, she said every moment is precious, because you can't move to the next moment until we found the truth of this moment.
And we did it in Sydney, and then we went to New York, the place of Tennessee Williams, and it was sold out. You couldn't get a ticket, and people talked about it, and they would sell tickets for $1,000, and so it was incredible.
Amazingly well done, really, really moving.
The whole cast is so perfect.
I loved it, loved it.
Nothing will ever be like working with you. You gave me this opportunity, and I wouldn't have had it if you didn't want to work with me. So I'm so
Isn't it amazing
happy.
in your life? You go through life and then suddenly you have Liv Ullman saying that to you.
You know, people say beware of working with your heroes, because it's, you know, what if you fall out or have an argument or you're disappointed, and there's nothing about Liv that ever disappoints. But I feel like the creative conversation is not over, and it's not over, Liv. So.
I felt quite intimidated. I was trying to pretend that I wasn't. So to be with Liv for 2 weeks in the rehearsal room with Liv and Colin and Samantha, it was a very exciting experience. That, to me, probably was my favorite part. I remember at one point, and I was doing something, and I remember I just kept thinking, like, Liv Ullman's right there watching me. And I went to talk to her, and I said, you know what? I said, I'm getting distracted that you're there. And she was so sweet. She goes, I want to be with you, and I want you to feel my energy.
Thank you.
So it just really felt like two creators meeting, and it was a welcome experience for me because it made me feel valued in a way that in the beginning of my career I wasn't used to. For a long time, Miss Julie had been played in a way that she was observed by this masculine culture rather than being inside of the character. And I think Liv has done that in her storytelling and the parts that she's chosen to play and the way that she plays them. And also in the things that she's directed, she celebrates brokenness in a way, because when something breaks and is healed, it's far more beautiful.
Did you ever feel like giving up, or did you ever feel like, oh, this is enough, or,
No, but that is maybe because I'm a woman and I'm not used to always get it my way in work or in any place. But life for me has always been to create something, and until I don't even know what I'm doing anymore, which happens sooner or later if I live that long, there will be something, I know, because I will never, never leave this wonderful opportunity to create and to be a storyteller. I want to express something about humanity in my work, something with which one can identify and which will convey the message that it is possible for people to belong, that it is possible to long for that, to belong, so that those who have always felt on the outside can understand that we experience it together.
Teddy.